Hey, uplifters, welcome back to our channel. So, I have a new series of videos for you guys today. We're talking about biblical wifehood. So, not just, what today's time considers being a wife is, what it was meant to be, what God created it to be. And I am going from this picture right here. So again, I found this on Pinterest, like the last couple of videos I was doing. And we're just going to do the first two scriptures today. So we're going to focus on those two. So get into that. So the first one is Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5:33. And I'm going to read the contemporary English version for you guys, which is... You're mad at me for not pulling up on the screen, but I might do that later. But right now, so each husband should love his wife as much as he loves himself, and each wife should respect. That's right, man. Each wife should respect her husband. So, diving into that, the focus of that verse that we're talking about today is the wife respecting her husband, right? Yeah, we know the man should love his wife like Christ loved the church. But as far as us showing our husbands respect, it it can mean that in several different ways. As far as submitting to your husband and his leadership and how he is leading you in your household. And I know that has been a big thing on social media about submitting to a man and blah, 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 and wanting women to submit to them and stuff. But I would say first, if this man is not submitted to God, you have no need, reason to be submitting to him. Because he's not submitted to the creator and the one who should be leading both of you. So if he's not submitted, how can you submit to him? For the men out there. But if we're talking about a man who is submitted to our Father, not showing respect and not questioning everything that he's doing. If you have a question about where we're going, like since you are on this trip too, and he made a certain decision or is going to make a certain decision, it's okay to ask a question, but there is always a right and a wrong way to ask said question. There is a certain tone that you can or cannot have when asking those questions. If you're coming from an argumentative way, it's how it's going to be perceived, and that's how an argument started. And nobody is getting what they need. You're not getting the answer you need. He's not getting the respect he feels he needs from you because he's being second guessed and questioned, which is okay, but you're only trying to get understanding. But if you're not coming to him in a way where he can receive it that way, how can he receive and give you what you need, give you the answer you need in a loving way if you start off coming at him, with an attitude? And I know that I know that, especially in today's time where women are taught to be their own woman, to practically be the man and the woman, like you don't need no man, all that kind of stuff. But if you're doing this God's way, two become one. So you can't be all on you anymore. You have to be a we. This is us now. It's not a me and he and they. No, this is we. Everything now is us. It is we. So when decisions are made, they shouldn't be alone. They shouldn't be without um, any conversation, especially for big things. There should be some kind of conversation. If y'all have kids, there should be a conversation on certain things that y'all do or don't do. Um, like if and when you want to baptize your children, you shouldn't just make that kind of decision without talking to the other person first. Or as far as type of schooling, when they are school age, um, you shouldn't just make that kind of decision without talking to the other person first. Like if one person wants private school and the other one is like they can do public school, like why does the other person want private school? There should at least be a conversation. You know, one is free, the other one is a lot of money. But if it's something um, that the other person really wants, it's um, okay, and you should go and have that conversation, dive into why, and see what can be done. See what compromise y'all can come to where both parties are happy. And that's for any kind of conversation or any um, disagreement. I should be able to come to an agreement somewhere in the middle, um, or be okay with what the other person's decision is. Come to an agreement to why that is the best decision. Um, but while I was, reading some uh, commentaries and insight into this verse, I'm just going to read y'all what some of the stuff was that I read in there, which one was, wives are commanded to submit to their husbands as they submit to Christ, and to show them respect, often overlooked. However, is that man, is that men are equally obligated. Husbands are told to love their wives as Christ loved the church, with humility and sacrifice, as if caring for their own bodies. So, you're not supposed to have one without the other. You can't be giving all the respect and not receiving the love that you need. Like both parties need to be doing their part. Now, are there going to be times just in a relationship where one might be putting in a little bit more than the other? Yes, but that's life. There are trials, there are tribulations, but the other person should be able to help weather the weight for for the other person until they can get back to what their normal capability is, or even greater. Because we're striving for greatness. At least I know I am. My marriage, I'm striving for greatness. I'm striving to be the best wife, best mom, best everything that I can be. So I know for me in our marriage, we're coming up on a year. Next month will be a year of marriage for Sean and I. And I know that just this month, on the 24th of March, I know today's like the 16th or something, will be 6 years of us being together. And so I know for us this first year, I'd say, at least for me, I can only speak for myself, hasn't been the easiest, but I didn't expect marriage to be easy. Um, it's a learning curve and growth period. Like, we've never lived with each other before, so like just learning how each other works and finding balance and how each other works and getting things done um, has just been it's been an interesting road, but we're working on it. We're learning, we're growing, and we're figuring it out. Especially with a baby, I feel like that's been the hardest part. Is it's hard enough just figuring each other out, but threw in a little human life that we're responsible for, and that can also be a lot. So this first year has been a hard year of growth, but it can only go up from here. So as far as what this verse has talked about, respecting your husband when he has a plan for y'all, don't just question it. Don't just throw it out the window. If you have concerns about it, come to him in that way. Like, I have concerns. Don't come to him with an attitude like, "Why you gotta do this? Why are we doing this?" Like, that's not gonna get the answer that you're looking for, that you need. So show him the respect that he needs, so that you can get the love that you need from him. And our second verse we're talking about today is Genesis 2:18, which I'm also reading the contemporary English version of this one. And that one says, "Lord God said, it isn't good for a man to live alone. I'll make a suitable partner for him." And I know in other versions, like in the King James version, it says, "I'll make a help meet for him," or make helper suitable for him. And I know that some people um, look at this and perceive this. They see help meet or helper. They might think of that word as less than, which that's not what that means. If you also read in that chapter how God took a rib from Adam, right? He didn't take like a bone from the bottom of his foot. He took it from his side and created woman and created Eve, right? Like, she is to be on equal playing field with him, to be by his side, not behind, not underneath, right beside him. He came from his side to be on his side, to be by his side, right? And as far as suitable helper partner, like that means to complement each other. So if there is a place where he is weak, you should be strong. If there's a place where you are weak, he should be strong. So that when y'all come together, um, y'all are doing even greater things. For some of the things that I read while I was trying to get ready for this video, it says that this verse highlights God's recognition that humans are social beings, and God creates Eve to be a suitable companion and partner for Adam, emphasizing the importance of relationship and companionship. So, and I like to, I guess, veer off a little bit. That doesn't only mean romantic relationships. Yes, today we're talking about like biblical wifehood and like for a husband and wife, But as far as human beings being social beings, that doesn't only mean romantic partners. We're not meant to be alone in our walk with Christ. We're supposed to walk with other believers. Um, so having other friendships is important. Um, for him, like I know Sean has lots of other male friends that he can talk to, especially just for things that other married men would understand if that he's dealing with or going through, because they are also other married men. And I know for me, I feel like I'm in a weird place where I feel kind of isolated, where I don't necessarily have that same friend group kind of dynamic that Sean has. And prayerfully, I do find that and get that. Because it can be kind of lonely. Like, so he'll be like talking to his friends sometimes about just things he's struggling with as far as his marriage, like because we're in our first year. Like one of his friends, they've been married for like 6, 7 years or something. So like he can ask him certain questions. Or our other friend, they've been married for a year already. They're going into like their second year of marriage, but they're also have had a child recently, like around the same time, like 2 months before I gave birth, they gave birth. So we're kind of like right behind them as far as like children seeing certain things and being able to ask certain questions about that. But I know for me, it's at least um, having friends that are also believers. Say I'm not in that space yet, and pray that I find my community. But we have our own community of friends, mutual friends that are married couples that we talk to. So we at least have that. But I can't wait to have my own friend group. But we'll get off that train and stay on topic as far as Adam and Eve and finding a suitable partner. You being that suitable partner. All my wives out there, all the women who want to be someone's wife. Um, you need to know this too. Like I really wish the church as a whole, I guess especially the AME church, since that's the denomination I grew up in, like they talked about this more. I feel like they don't. They don't like talk about what marriage should look like before you're married. You just they just tell you don't have sex till you're married. And that's all they tell you. They don't tell you anything like as far as what marriage um, should look like if you're trying to do it the right way and with God. Um, but one thing I read that I saw interesting. I am no Bible scholar, but it said something about one of the Hebrew words, helper, which apparently in Hebrew is ezer. I'm probably not saying that right, but it's Ezer. Um, that does not imply, and it says that it does not imply inferiority or subservience, but rather a partner who's complementary and capable of supporting Adam in his tasks and responsibilities. So again, being complementary to your husband. Okay, we can't just be sitting waiting around for him to do all the work. We have to do our parts as well, um, and be that partner that he needs. So every partnership isn't going to look the same. Some um, people, the woman is going to be the financial leader. Others, it'll be the man. For some, the man might be the primary caregiver as far as their kids, and others, it will be the woman. It it depends on each couple's situation and circumstances. But whatever situation, circumstance you are in, you need to find where you fit and get into that space and do your part. So that no one person is feeling such a burden and feel like they're alone because they shouldn't be. They have you as their helper, their helpmate, their help meet, or their partner. You have to be their partner. So as far as biblical wifehood, we know that we need to respect our husbands, and that we need to be a suitable partner for him, filling those gaps that he has. But thank you so much for coming to this video today, and I will see you guys next time in the next video. Bye.